Riley and welcome back to my channel. I'm not gonna lie, this might be my favorite look yet. I'm living for the blue, I'm living for the green, I'm living for the space buns, I'm living for the shirt that I DIY, like living my life. Not quite living for that. I am hopefully gonna have a very, hopefully coherent book haul for you guys today. I think I have around 17-ish things. I don't know. So we're going to have the books that I physically bought. We're going to have some of the books that I digitally got. We're going to have some of my library books. So let's get into this. First and foremost is an arc that I actually had requested. I'm very excited about this. It is They Wish They Were Us. This does come out. When does this come out? This comes out, it says July, but that's not right. I don't think that's right. Is that right? I have the date on here, and I'll have links to it down below. But this is a YA thriller. It is about a girl whose best friend was murdered, I think their freshman year. Her best friend was murdered by her boyfriend their freshman year. He confessed to it, case closed. So now it is her senior year. She is part of a secret society, and she is known as a player in this secret society. And she's very excited because it's going to be the best year yet. She's so excited. The secret society gets invited to like the best of the best. She's just thrilled, and this is going to be the best year yet until she starts getting texts that are proclaiming his innocence and that something else happened to her friend. Twisty murder mystery. It has feminist undertones, and it has strong, smart, flawed girls in female friendships. So I'm quite excited about this. I'm always looking for a good YA mystery. I feel like they're just really hard to come by, so I'm hoping that this will be it. I'll probably honestly read this closer to October. So thank you to Penguin for sending this to me. Then, oh my goodness, about dropped all the damn books. So then we have my book box books. One that you saw in my Fairy Loot Controls My Day kind of thing was Girl, Serpent, Thorn. This is the most beautiful edition I have ever seen of anything. Just stunning. Absolutely. I love this dusty pink. I love these greens. Like, I want to do a room in these colors. These are gorgeous. I love the white snake. I'm living for this. So I had originally said that I had kind of discontinued reading this. It's not quite a DNF. It's a wasn't feeling. Didn't finish for now. I started it and I kind of knew where it was going, and I just wasn't invested at the time. However, I've heard really good things. A lot of people are saying that the plot and the story is really worth it, so I definitely want to give it a try. It is based around Persian mythology, and I honestly haven't read a lot of Persian mythology, so I feel like it is something that I definitely need to give another try. Plus, this edition is gorgeous, and thankfully I now can find the audiobook. Scribd has the audiobook. They didn't when I did that video, which is quite rude. I think they added it like literally 2 days after I posted that video. Anyway, so this is about a girl who has a poisonous touch, and she has been kept away. She's a princess, and she's been kind of hidden away in the castle, and no one really interacts with her because she has a poisonous touch. She really believes that she's a monster. There's also a monster locked away in the basement who might hold the secrets to more about herself, but she ends up locking eyes with a boy in the crowd one day, and he isn't afraid of her. And so now she has to know more about this boy who isn't afraid of her. So she kind of strikes up this friendship with him, and she's trying to decide what she wants to do with her life. She doesn't want to be locked up forever, and things like that. There you go. I've heard nothing but great things. So I think it just, in the moment, I just wasn't feeling it. These next few items, these next books, I haven't talked about yet. I have a video coming up about them later this week. The other two Fairy Loot books that I got, because Fairy Loot had 2 books last month. I was so excited. One is Forest of Souls, which sounds so good. So good. Plus this cover, stunning, gorgeous, love it. I don't think there's some beautiful artwork underneath. Love it. There's a spider on it. So she has to deal with a Spider King. So like, sold. Sign me up. I'm going to just start reading books about spiders because I love them. She's been trained to be the queen's spy, and then one day her best friend is killed, which derails all of her plans. Is that she ends up bringing her friend back to life. That's totally normal. She is summoned to the domain of the Spider King, where he has used his influence over the dead wood, and apparently this wood is like magical, and it's rising up, and it's unpredictable, and they they think it has gone hard to some people. So they believe that she's the only one who has the power to kind of stop these trees. I think they're trees. The woods. Yeah, the trees are growing wild and untamed, and she's the only one who can restrain them. So, and then it also came with the most gorgeous arc I have ever seen of all time. Of all time. It is the Gilded Ones. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my, it's got teal pages. Y'all know I'm a fucking sucker for teal. Teal is all through my house. But it's got these beautiful gold accents. It's stunning. I love this font. I love the picture. I love the gold. It's like in this kind of leafy texture. Are we girls or are we demons? Same. I don't know. I don't know. What am I? Is that a theme here? There's another one where it's a girl who thinks she might be a demon. Anyway, this is stunning. Stunning. I don't even need to know what it's about. It's stunning. This follows Decca, and apparently there is a ceremony in which they see what color your blood is. If your blood is red, you're pure. If your blood is gold, you're a demon, and her blood ends up running gold. She is forced to leave with a mysterious woman and meets up with another group of girls who are all kind of immortal-like her, and have some powerful gifts. And basically they're the only ones who can kind of defeat this kind of terribleness within the kingdom. But on their way there, she ends up finding that not everyone is as they seem, not even herself. And then the last one I got was from the Unplugged book box, and this was actually one of my anticipated releases for the year. This is I Killed Zoe Spanos, and this is it just sounds so good. This is beautiful. They have the blue going on. Oh my god, I love it. I love blue and red together. I don't know what it is about blue and red together. I loves it. Maybe that will be my next streak. Anyway, this was one of my most anticipated releases for the year. It is about Anna, who moves to this town because she's expecting a fresh start, but she gets to the town's on edge because Zoe has disappeared. I'm assuming that's Zoe. It's not Zoe. Zoe. Looking into this mystery, she finds, one, that her and Zoe look alike, and two, that they're probably connected. So it's 2 months later, and Zoe's body is found, and Anna is charged with manslaughter, and her confession is just riddled with holes. So then we follow a podcast that is dedicated to finding out what happened to Zoe. It's got a podcast. This is something, okay, when I came across Sadie, and I've listened to a few other books that kind of have a podcast quality, but not quite a podcast, I'm so excited because I want more books that have like a podcast ingrained into the story. I love those. I love those audiobooks. I love anything that sounds like that. I hope they have like a grainy texture to them. I'm so excited about this. So, talking about book boxes, I feel like I've been up and down with this. So, book of the month. Let's talk about it. So last month I had said that book of the month I wasn't going to be having any more of their books. I had canceled my subscription, blah blah blah. I was waiting to see if they were going to go through with the things that they had promised with showcasing more diverse books and having more diverse affiliates. They've gotten rid of the affiliate program and they're now just doing more sponsored videos and things like that. So at the time I was like, you're not going to see any more book of the month books. Well, I'd forgotten that I had credits actually left over, so I did end up buying some books from Book of the Month. So I ended up getting 2 books from Book of the Month, so I have them here to haul. So you are technically still going to see them. I will probably also be featuring them, not next month, but the month after. I have since been in contact with someone at Book of the Month, working together, honestly, a deal, and they did give me numbers for the things that they had done the past month, this month, and next month, and the percentages that they have done with their diverse things, it is on par with the things that they had promised. And I did reach out about the other people that they were reaching out to, and if it was also a diverse cast of creators, and they said that it is. I have heard from some other creators that they had also been reached out, so I'm feeling okay about talking about Book of the Month again. Even though last month I said I wasn't going to talk about them anymore, I will be talking about them again. I've always said that it's a really great service. I really like that it's an affordable service. You can't beat that for a hardback, and they all tend to be really great reads. They also have been focusing more on female voices in publishing, so that is a personal thing to me that I feel like is important. So there's a lot of important issues that I feel like they've been dealing with. I do think that, again, before they were one of the few places that were showcasing more diverse books, so I understand this has been up and down, so if you see it on my channel again and know that in the past I had kind of said I was distancing myself, things have changed, new information has come up. That's why. I'm trying not to backtrack, but I'm kind of backtracking and moving forward and learning new things, and that's okay. It's okay to change your mind. So that's what I'm doing. If something were to happen where they were not keeping up with the things that they had promised, I would stop again. So that being said, let's talk about the books that I actually got. I only have one here. I actually lent one to my coworker. So the one that I lent to my coworker is The Shadows, I think, and it's by the same person that did The Whisper Man. I don't know anything about this. I think it's about a boy who befriends shadows or something like that. I honestly have no clue whatsoever, and I don't have it here. It wasn't a book that I was interested in. She talked about wanting to read it, and I was like, well, I have an extra credit, I'll just order it. So she has that. But the one I was interested in was Mexican Gothic. This is about a woman whose cousin has gotten married, and she's kind of sending a letter of like panic and worry to her family. So she goes to visit her cousin to make sure everything's going okay, and she gets there and the men there are creepy. Apparently, like, her cousin's husband is creepy and his father is creepy, and there's some creepy things going on in the house. The house itself invades her dreams with visions of blood and doom. Mostly good things about this. So I'm pretty excited about this. This was one of my most anticipated releases. This cover is gorgeous. I love this. Can't wait. Then let's talk about Libro FM. I'm just going to quickly kind of very quickly talk about that. It is an audiobook subscription. It is the same price as Audible. However, whenever you buy the audiobooks, you're actually buying them through a locally owned or independent bookstore. So if that's something you're interested in, I do have a referral code down below. I've been really enjoying it. I'd much rather give my money to an independent bookstore than Amazon. So some of the things that I think I ended up getting 2 audiobooks last month. I got Boyfriend Material and Wandering in Strange Lands. So Boyfriend Material is a fake dating romance. It is a male-male romance as well. It follows Luke, whose father is making a comeback. I think he's in a band. He's famous or something. I don't know. But his dad is getting famous again, and Luke, I believe that's how you pronounce it, he ends up having a photo that ends up getting released that is not so great. And so to clean up his image, he needs to find a nice, steady boyfriend who has no bad boy reputation. So he ends up finding Oliver. The problem is him and Oliver have absolutely nothing in common. So they strike a fake dating deal, and of course things progress from there because fake dating feels like real dating. It sounds so good. I'm so excited about that. And then the other one is Wandering in Strange Lands. This deals with the Great Migration and how she recreates her ancestors' journeys across America, following the routes that they took. She understands not only her past, but the lineage of an entire group of people who had been displaced, disenfranchised, and disrespected throughout history. So I think this sounds really good. I was really excited about it. I haven't really seen anyone talking about it, but I'm pretty excited about that. Now let's get into the library books that I took out because I've been bad. First, we have A Dream So Dark. This is the second in the, Nightmareverse trilogy. The first one is A Blade So Black, which is a Alice in Wonderland retelling. This follows Alice, and basically she can see nightmares, which are these creatures that come from Wonderland and basically feed off of people's fears. So she can see them, and she ends up getting trained by Hatta. And I love me some Hatta. And basically she is being trained in order to fight off these nightmares. Some things happen, and someone from the past of Wonderland comes back and threatens her family and friends, and so she's kind of fighting for her life. And I believe we're on the edge of war now here in Wonderland, or something is about to happen. And I really love the first one, so I'm pretty excited to get to the second one. I was hoping to get to it last month and it just didn't happen, but here's a hoping I can get to it this month. Next, we have The Deep. This was one of my most anticipated releases of the year. This has to deal with kind of ghosts in the Titanic, I do believe. Guests of the Titanic have found themselves suspended in an eerie, unsettling twilight zone from the moment they set sail. Convinced something sinister, almost otherworldly, is afoot. Before they can locate the source of the danger, as the world knows, disaster strikes. Annie, having survived that fateful night, has attempted to put her life back together. And apparently she meets up with Mark, who is a soldier. She's a nurse, and he's a soldier that comes in. Apparently they connect, and he was also on the ship, and they kind of put their heads together and figure out what the heck happened and what was the sinister stuff happening on this ship. It sounds so good. I'm really excited about this. This cover is gorgeous. So I own the Iron Trial, and I thought I was going to binge read this series, but I ended up checking out the book 4, book 2, and book 5 in the series from the library because they were on the shelf, and I was like, I'll just go ahead and pick these up. So I ended up grabbing these. This is a middle grade series. So the Magisterium is a place, it's like a school where I guess you learn magic, but this boy has been taught his whole life that magic is bad and he wants nothing to do with it. So he is going to fail the Iron Trial. However, he fails at failing and gets into the Magisterium. And I'm assuming this is him kind of fighting against learning magic and also hating magic. So I don't know, I've heard decent things about the series and it's quite short, so I thought this was something I could binge read sometime. We'll see. I'm loving these covers, honestly. So next we have The Fire This Time, and this is a collection of stories and essays just about race and erased history, dealing with different language, just police brutality, things like that. So there's a lot of different things that this talks about. It's kind of separated into sections, where it's Legacy, Reckoning, and then Jubilee, which I thought was pretty interesting, and I've already read this, and it was a really good collection. And I ended up grabbing 2 graphic novels that I'm hoping to get around to this month, one of which is Bloom. I mostly picked this up. I don't know anything about this, but I opened it up, and I was like, oh my god, is that Charlie and Nick? I don't know why that took so long. Characteristics of them are very similar to Charlie and Nick, so I was like, I'm intrigued. This follows Ari, who works at his dad's bakery and he doesn't want to anymore, so he is looking for a replacement, where he meets Hector, an easygoing guy who loves baking, and it looks like it's just about their budding romance. So I don't know, pretty intriguing. It's quite thick, but it seems pretty good. And then the other one is This One Summer, and I've heard really good things about this. So this follows Rose, and her and her family have been going to some sort of beach. Owago? I've been going to Owago Beach every summer, where she meets up with her friend Wendy. However, this year is really different. Her parents won't stop fighting, and her and Wendy end up getting mixed up in some sort of tragedy in the making, but at least they have each other. So I don't know, I've just heard really good things about this, and it seems pretty cute. So check out 2 audiobooks from the library, one of which was The Chaos Curse. This is the 3rd in the Kira Manala and the Kingdom Beyond series, and this is just such a cute series. It's based around Indian mythology. It's about this girl who finds out that she is from another dimension, the 7 Kingdoms Beyond, and she's a princess there, but her parents have been kidnapped, and therefore she has to go and save them. And it's so fun, it's funny, it's got riddles, and I love it so much. So I checked out the 3rd of that, and then the other one I got was the Subtweet, and this is about a budding friendship, that friendship, and then the downfall of that friendship, but it deals with how social media impacts that. It deals about media, it deals about being brown and what that means in the music industry and in the world, and it was just so, I tried to talk about this in my wrap-up, and it's just too many layers to unpack. I need a full discussion of this, but a really interesting and impactful read, a lot of layers to get to. So yeah, that was it. That is everything that I got in July. Hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future videos from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.